It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back. You're tuning into your Feel Good Breakfast Show. This is Expresso only on SABC3. Now, last week was National Nutrition Week, which is an annual campaign by the Department of Health to address pertinent health and nutrition issues facing South Africa. And this year, the chosen theme was healthy eating in the workplace. And this morning, we're joined by Cindy Chin, who is the Woolworths dietitian, to understand why this is such an important topic. Cindy, lovely to have you back. Welcome, welcome. I'm glad we're talking about this because, you know, it is a rather big issue, I think, you know, in terms of productivity in the workplace. But let's talk about the effects that unhealthy eating can have on people in the workplace.
Yeah, well, there's actually a research study that showed that people that eat an unhealthy diet actually have a 66% lower productivity level than those that eat healthy.
Sure.
So there's that reason. And secondly, we spend most of our time, a lot of us spend a lot of time at work. So we end up eating a lot of our meals there, maybe one, even two meals. And if the food environment is what we call toxic, by toxic I mean vending machines or canteens or fast food chains close to work are not providing actually healthy foods, then we can end up eating quite an unhealthy diet for the majority of our
And just quickly, besides the food, I mean, what are some of the other factors contributing to loss of productivity in the workplace?
So the other factors, so it could be high blood pressure or depression or stress, anxiety, smoking, all those sort of lack of exercise that actually all contribute to an unhealthy lifestyle, and that also contributes to productivity. So we have something called, instead of absenteeism, we have presenteeism, where you're actually at work but just occupying a space, not being very productive.
Not very present as well. So all of these factors, of course, contributing to what you call the toxic working environment. So we want to change that, of course. I mean, how can we be more proactive to bring about, you know, a healthier environment when it comes to the workplace or even the office?
Yeah. So I think, I mean, even for work meetings, we get exposed to unhealthy snacks and things like that. But what we can do is try and motivate for a healthier canteen, for more affordable, healthy foods. But at the same time, be a bit more proactive and actually pack our own things. And what I've got on display here are just some convenient solutions to just demonstrate to viewers just on how they can put together some quick and easy lunch options that they can take to work.
And it's basically just a matter of changing the way you think about the food that you do in the workplace or even take with you. So you've brought a couple of examples as to what constitutes as a healthy lunch.
Yeah.
Okay, so what can we pack?
So what I always suggest is to start with your salads or fresh vegetables as a base. So remember, if you look at a plate, you want half of your plate to be full of vegetables at least.
Yes.
And then from that you build on things like your protein, so something like your tuna. This is so convenient. It's shelf stable, so you don't have to refrigerate. You just squeeze it into your salad base. Chop some avo in and throw some nuts or some dressing over, and then I've things like julienne, carrots or beetroot that you can just put on that. So you're building onto your salad base and putting some proteins and healthy fats onto that.
I love it because, you know, the one thing I do not see here is sugar. I don't see sugar at all.
So only the natural forms, so obviously something like your conveniently sliced up fruit, and say you're having a plain yogurt, you can easily add that in rather than going for a really sweet sugar-laden.
And of course avoid that sugar slumps, which in turn translates to loss of productivity.
Presenteeism,
That's a presenteeism. Cindy, thank you so much for joining us this morning, just giving us some great ideas this morning as to what constitutes as a healthy lunch. And like Cindy said a little bit earlier on, a typical adult consumes about 1/3 of their total daily food intake while they are at work, which is why we should follow these guidelines that Cindy has pointed out to us this morning to ensure that our food, as well as our fellow employees and employers' food, is healthy and nutritious.